Welcome to this session. It's good to have you at this time. Today we are looking at likely NECO Economics questions. Please settle down and go with me. Which of the following is not an advantage of localization of industry? Availability of social amenities, yes. Development of society, yes. Highly organized markets. Supply of skilled labor, traffic decongestion. E is not. You cannot decongest, in fact, you will congest traffic. Okay? The next one. If the income inflow of a country exceeds the expenditure flow in international transaction, the balance of payment is the income flow is called exports. That is what you got from your export, that is income. While the expenditure flow is what you got from the payment. Okay? So when exports, which is your income, is greater than your inputs, then you have surplus. And when the opposite happens, you have deficit. So surplus. Okay? And when you're equal, you call it balance. So you have deficit, balance, or surplus. So it's better for you to have more. Like you receive, you call it receipt. Your receipt greater than what? Your payment. And when you import, you are paying. And when you export, you are receiving. You call it receipt. So receipt is greater than your payment. You call it surplus. Okay? Which of the following is an advantage of free enterprise? What is free enterprise? That's liberal economy, that's capitalist, or what have you, capitalist economy. Allocate resources better, of course, capitalist. Avoid extreme inequality of income. There will always be inequality under capitalism. Full employment, yes. Not necessary, because they only pick only what they want. It is very competent in providing factor social amenities. Don't provide social, no need of employing a host of officials to allocate, so no. The answer is allocate resources better, all right? In a free enterprise. Free enterprise is capitalist economy. Capitalist economy, okay? A tax system in which the rich pay a higher percentage of income as tax than the poor. That's what we call pay as you earn. What kind of tax? That's a progressive tax. It's a progressive tax because they are paying higher percentage. You know, we're talking in percentage now, not amount. Okay? When you have higher percentage for the rich, lower percentage for the poor, that's progressive. Population density refers to total population density is talking about total population over area. I think population over area. That's what it is, population over area. So total population divided by the total area of the land. Yes. Total area, no, not area. Total population ratio, female, auto, no, is B. Total population divided by what? By the total area. Population over area. That's population density. Unemployment resulting from physical or mental deficiencies, known as physical or mental deficiency. Cyclical is when there is economic downturn. Economic downturn, okay? These guys, you're employed but you're not unemployed. You're unemployed but you claim to be employed. Frictional, I think, okay, this is one that you are moving between jobs. In between jobs, you are creating friction in between jobs. Residual, I think the answer is voluntary, when you choose not to work. The answer is residual, D. At the point where total utility begins to decline, MU is what? 0. MU becomes 0. That's negative. Sorry, become negative. MU becomes negative. MU becomes negative. The point where your total utility, TU, when your TU begin to what? Decline. That means total enjoyment you are getting begin to decline. The implication is that your marginal enjoyment, which is additional enjoyment, will enter negative. Okay? The difference between gross national income and gross domestic, that is GDP, GNP minus GDP equals depreciation. Alright? That is just a formula for calculating national income equals depreciation.
Get the cheapest science materials from allschoollabs.com.
Or net income from abroad. Or the difference, okay, equals net income from abroad. 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 Capital consumption, debt payment, investment abroad, net income from abroad, net income from abroad, net income from abroad. This is local. The GNP means generation both within and outside. Within and outside. So the difference between this and this is one from outside. That is the net income from abroad. Net income from abroad is talking about the difference between export and import. Okay? So that's the answer. This should be solo. I think there's error there. In a sole proprietorship, decisions are made by the board, government, management, owner, shareholder, of course, owner. You don't need to waste time on that. Owner, you know the business. Find the arithmetic mean of the following set of score. Arithmetic mean. Okay? 12 plus this, that's 16. 16 plus this, that is 18. This is 26. 26 plus 14. Let's say plus 4 is 30 plus 10, that's 40. So because when you add it together, that's 40. Okay? You divide it by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Divided by 5. Okay? 5 here 1, 5 here 48. So answer is what is 8. Okay? The following advantages of standard deviation except that has greater practical utility in sampling, is a good measure of dispersion. Yes, I agree with you. It's important and useful in analysis of system. Yes, I agree with you on that. It's not a sound mathematical. How do you mean? It's the most popular measure of dispersion. Yes. So it's not a sound. It is sound. How can you say it's not sound? It is sound. Okay? A mathematical calculation. The difference between bar chart and histogram is that the former, what is the former? The former means the first, the one that came first, bar chart. You know bar chart now, each bar, you put bar. Is that the former are different between bars, and difference between bars are joined to each other. No, they don't join bar together for bar chart. Bar chart stand alone, don't join. Don't join. Okay? B. Our line graphs, where the letter are rectangular, no, not really, not necessarily line, are separate bars. Yes, they are separate bars. I like this. Divided into sections. Yes. Where the letter, no. Let's see this one. I can't see this. As bars are joined to each other. Why the other? This, I can't see this D option. Okay. But you know that for, let me just tell you, for bar charts, the bars are separate. Okay? This is, each bars represents information. While for histogram, the bars are joined together. So that's option it could be option. Oh, sorry. Oh, come on. Okay? Sorry. Okay, I cannot see the option, the other option now. As bars are joined to each other while the letter separate bars, no. As bar separate from each other while the letter as bar, yes. E is our answer. Option E is our answer. Okay? For this one, the bars are separate, that's for bar chart. While for histogram, the bars are joined together. Okay, just like the diagram I showed to you on the screen. Okay? Sorry for that. Alright, the next question. Agricultural production in Nigeria could be improved. What can we do to improve? Come on. What can we do to improve agriculture in Nigeria? What can we do to improve it? Control of plant disease. Yes. When we control plant disease, we will increase what? Our productivity. Abi? Crop production will increase when we're able to control disease. Land fragmentation. Look at the word fragment. That is breaking your land to smaller pieces. Use more for okra, use more for cassava, use more for yam, you know. This is strenuous, it's stressful. This will not allow commercial farming, will not allow tractors to work at long. We also take time and more energy. You understand? So this may not improve. But let's see what happens to other. Payment of excise duty, this is tax, payment of tax. Okay? Then, if they pay more tax, they pay more money to the government, they have less to invest in their farmland. The introduction of low-yielding crop. If you bring low-yielding crop, low-yielding, you cannot improve agriculture.
Run quick tests and analysis. Visit analysis.africa.
They won't have enough crops. The use of tradition, if you are using old traditional implement, hoes and cutlasses, how many can we produce? So you can see that this is not correct. This low thing is not correct. Tax thing is not correct. Fragmentation is not correct. So the correct answer is control plant that will increase production. Okay? Which of these is not a bottleneck in the distribution of goods in Nigeria? What by bottleneck? The word bottleneck means problem. Which is not a problem in distributing goods in Nigeria? Adequate transportation network. Inadequate credit facility. Inadequate storage facility. Since inadequate, anything inadequate is what? Is problem. Poor processing and packaging is a problem. Unnecessary ordering is a problem. But this one say adequate. If you say adequate, adequate is positive. But we are talking about problems, so it cannot be a problem. A. When there's good network, it's not a problem. A change in national income brought about by a given change in investment is what? Is multiplier. Multiplier is what we call effects. Either when you invest, when you invest in investment expected to give you what? Commission or interest at the end of the day. You have profit. So that profit is added to income. So that's a multiplier effect. Okay? The same thing with savings. But when you consume, you also have a multiplier effect on the national income. So multiplier effect. If total income is this, 15 million, and total consumption is 3 million, then APC's average propensity to consume is, I think is consumption over saving. Yeah, I think it's consumption over saving. So consumption is 3 million and savings consumption over income. Consumption over income. Okay? So 3 year 1, 3 year what? 5. So 5 year 1, 5 year 0, has 0 here. What do we have? 5 year 2, that's 0.2. 0.2. Okay? If it's savings, it will be APS, average point to save, over savings over what? Income. Letter Y represents what? Income. Okay? Very well. The next one. Which of the following is a disadvantage of sole proprietor? Negative of sole proprietor. Does not enjoy limited liability. Yes, because in a sole proprietorship, you lose everything, including your personal effects, when you run into loss. Decisions are made easily, yes. Easy to set up, yes. Enjoy secrecy, yes, of his business. Maintain close, this thing should be close. Close relationship with workers, yes, and customer, yes. So the answer is A. The disadvantage does not enjoy limited liability. In other words, his loss, his liability is not limited to his investment in business and sole proprietor. Which of the following measures can be used to control inflation? Decrease in bank rate. If you decrease bank rate, that means bank will have more money in their hands. And when they have more money, they will give more money to their customers. You see? With lower bank rate, bank has more money. And more money in their hands is more loans to give out. More money in circulation. That will increase inflation. Decrease tax. If you decrease tax, what you have done is that you have increased disposable income. People now have more money to spend because they are paying less tax. You have increased disposable income. So that will increase inflation. Deficit budget means government is spending more money. Releasing more money to circulation. That will increase money in circulation, also lead to inflation. Okay? Export drive. Export drive means encouraging people to increase their productivity and start exporting. When we export, we receive from outside. And so I'm receiving from outside, more money are coming in. Are you with me? Increase in government expenditure. This is also talking about the deficit budget. Okay, C and E is talking about the same thing. So the correct answer to control inflation here is export drive. Let's start selling. As we start selling out, exporting, we'll be receiving money, and our naira will begin to get value. All right. So export drive, export promotion or export drive. The following methods are used in calculation of national income, except we have 4 of them: expenditure, yes; income, yes; value, yes; value added, and output. Not depreciation, it's not a method. Okay? Depreciation is although it's an item in calculating national income. Depreciation is the wearing, the tearing and wearing of the machineries, the capital goods we are using to generate national income. Okay? It's an item of national income, but it's not a method of calculating national income. A deliberate government policy to exclude foreign participation in certain economic activity is known as indigenization. Indigenization is trying to reduce or eliminate involvement of foreign nationals in certain industries. Okay? Government can say for small-scale firm industries, they don't want foreigners to be part. This would be a way of creating jobs, employment for the locals, for the indigenous, for the citizens. Okay, indigenization. Okay, commercialization is what? When public enterprise, that's government business, is now oriented to start making profit. Remember, it's not designed to make profit, it's designed to render service. But when it starts making profit like private business, it has been commercialized. Liberalized means it's open up for as many people that want to involve, whether foreign or locals, involved in a particular sector, can come in and invest their money. Localization is inciting industry in a particular place. Privatization is when government businesses are being transferred.
Hi, I'm sure you enjoyed the video you just watched. To see more content as that, preparing you for your upcoming exam, make sure to smash the subscribe button and turn on notification. Also, remember that you can use the comment section to send us your questions or your inquiries, and we are happy to take them. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.